One of the other things that I get a lot of times, especially when you're talking about transitioning from one system to another, is how do we make it do what it did in terms of what happens when a customer calls in and where does that go and who does that go to and how do we either replicate that or improve that or tweak that in a way that the customer is looking for. Usually we refer to this as call flow. So can you
Hmm.
talk a little bit about call flow and kind of expound upon what that actually is,
Yeah,
what it looks like, and why it's important?
yeah. Generically speaking, call flow is the caller experience when somebody calls into your business,
Right.
right? And we have professionals who program call flow all day, every day. So they're really good about, if you're on one of those older systems, they're really good about, they'll come in either virtually or in person and interview a few of the folks who've been
Right.
around a while,
Right.
who
Right.
know what the old system does. And we'll reverse engineer that and recreate basically. And in most cases, oh, we hate what that old thing did. And
Right.
we hate it because we couldn't change it.
Right.
A lot of those old systems were very specific what they did. And if you didn't like it, well, tough.
Hmm.
So or if you have, if maybe you're switching from another VoIP provider, a lot of times what our engineers will do is we'll work with the existing client, their existing service provider, and we'll log into that portal, and then we'll reverse engineer the behaviors that they have programmed to their current portal.
Right.
Same thing goes there, though, is most of those larger providers like that, the customer themselves has programmed that, and so it's
Right.
not greatest. Um, that's where you get this free benefit of these programming people who have designed so many call flows. They can do it
Hmm.
in their sleep, and they know the best practices. They know how not to do, press one for this, press eight for this, press 12 for that.
Or the right way to do it.
There's a right way and a wrong way to do automated
Hmm.
attendance. And when we talk about call flow, I'm not talking about just automated attendance. We're talking about time conditions. We're talking about different, cues for different groups of employees, staffing for different areas of the business and things like that. So our our programmers really work as consultants early on
Right.
in helping figure out how to leverage that phone system, and that incoming call flow to really efficiently handle calls, because it's not only about making the staff of the customer, of our customer, more efficient, but it's about getting those callers to the right people first time around, and
Absolutely.
quickly. So we're pretty good at that.
I can't think of anything that's like made me more crazy, especially since I started working here, than calling into a business and having a really inefficient call flow.
Yes.
It drives me
Yeah.
bonkers. There are some tools that we tend to implement, things like what we call IVRs and things like that too. And a lot of that has to do with really the way that a customer can experience a call into the business. I mean, this is really your first impression
Hmm.
into it's your customer's first impression to your business, and you want to make a good impression.
Absolutely.
And since our programmers have done this so much, they really know how to walk through it. They
Yeah.
know what the best way to do that is, and they've built so many different things that it's pretty cool to see.
Your
So,
phone system is actually a marketing tool.
hmm.
Most people don't really put that connection together, but whether it be, your automated attendants or your IVRs that,
Right.
educate the customer on different things as they're going through it, all the way down to the hold music.
Hmm.
Nobody likes to be put on hold, but in today's world, a 20-second, 30-second, even a 60-second hold time, most people will tolerate that. Well, if you've got their undivided attention, you might as well be telling them something,
Right.
educating them.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
so the marketers kind of love that part.